We begin with breaking news at 5 and an absolutely disastrous day on the roads in Oregon. Right now, several crashes have a roughly 20-mile stretch of I-5 South closed south of Albany.
Just look at those images. At least 2 people have now died. One of the crashes in what appears to be treacherous, foggy conditions, a pileup with about 60 vehicles involved. Let's bring in Kyle Iboshi. Kyle, walk us through this. I mean, it's changing minute to minute, and we're looking at multiple crash scenes now.
It is indeed. Let's get right to the ODOT trip check map, and you can see the real trouble spot here. This is near Corvallis and Albany right there. Drivers heading south on I-5 will have to get off at Highway 20 in Albany or Highway 34, the Corvallis exit. There are multiple crashes this afternoon. About an hour ago, ODOT says a semi-trailer jackknifed just south of Highway 20, and it gets worse as you head south. Oregon State Police tells us at milepost 219, several vehicles crashed when a commercial vehicle rear-ended another vehicle. Sadly, one person died. The commercial vehicle caught fire and there were multiple explosions. Now, these crashes happened after a nasty pileup this morning at the Halsey-Brownsville exit north of Eugene. OSP estimates 45 cars and 15 to 20 semi-trucks were involved. The fog is a big reason why all this happened. 6 of the semi-trucks started leaking fluids, and that forced hazmat crews to clean it up. One person also died, and we're not sure exactly how many people were hurt in all. Some drivers were able to slow down, but the dense fog really made it challenging.
A heavy layer of fog, and all of a sudden the cars in front of me were all stopped, so I swerved over. I was in the fast lane. I swerved over and got out of it, hit the brakes, and the gal behind me did the same thing too, so we didn't collide with anybody. But as we were sitting there, we heard crash after crash after crash behind us.
Certainly important to note, northbound lanes are open, but expect delays. We don't know when the southbound lanes will reopen, but again, expected to last several hours. It's a real mess.
Yeah, thank you, Kyle. The scale of that just staggering. As we get updates on the status of I-5 throughout the valley, we will keep you updated here and, of course, at KGW.com.
Now to the Nakia Creek fire burning in Washington. Firefighters say they continue to make progress with containment now up to 12%.
And that is great news despite our smoky skies. Let's bring in Christelle Kumwe in Camas back on this story for a 4th straight day here. Christelle, you can sense it. It seems like officials are feeling optimistic.
Absolutely, David. For the second day in a row, actually, fire officials say relatively high humidity once again helped them to make great progress on this fire. And as you mentioned, right now I'm in Camas at the command post, and as I step out of the way, you'll see these tents where dozens of firefighters from all over the Pacific Northwest are here as they battle this blaze. And today we got a first-hand look at their hard work as they get and work on the fire line. Cooler temperatures and less fog are helping firefighters make progress on the Nakia Creek fire. On Wednesday, the media got a first-hand look at the hard work firefighters are doing on the fire line. Firefighters working on the ground continue to complete the fire line and bolster existing containment lines to keep the fire in check. That work often involves hiking on steep terrain, breaking up roots and shrubs, so passing flames just hit the bare ground and can't grow beyond that point.
Really, at this point, we're continuing to just do that good work on the containment lines. The goal is to complete those lines as quickly as possible to really keep this fire at as small a size as we possibly can.
It's burned just over 1,800 acres and is now 12% contained.
Yeah, that's really good. That is a huge difference. 12% contained is really good.
Carly Best had to evacuate.
It was scary.
But now, as firefighters get a handle on the blaze, evacuations have dropped dramatically. When the fire blew up on Sunday, over 3,000 people, including Carly, were told to go now on level 3 evacuation orders. On Wednesday, it was reduced down to just 98 people.
We were able to come back, I believe, the next day, and they said that the evacuation level had lifted for that area. So that was good. It was kind of like a relief.
When it comes to the investigation into how the fire started,
currently we don't have any advance in the investigation.
Clark County Assistant Fire Marshal Curtis Jefferson says they have gotten a lot of calls from the public on the vehicle of interest. The white or light-colored Subaru spotted in this video taken near Larch Mountain the day the fire started.
There's some indications to us in the video that it might have been a pyrotechnic that was used. I'm not going to go as far as to say a consumer firework, but something like that.
He encouraged anyone to call with information, even if it seems trivial. I showed the video in question to Carly.
That's crazy. That's wild. I didn't know that, but just don't mess with that type of stuff around such dry conditions.
As firefighters continue efforts to fight the Nakia Creek fire, many impacted like Carly are thankful and hope the video leads to answers.
Yeah, hopefully they find them and they're held accountable.
As of today in this area, all level 1 be ready evacuation orders have been lifted, and about 1,500 people are under level 2 get set and level 3 go now evacuation orders. David, Laurel.
So encouraging to see that progress. Thank you, Christelle. Let's talk about the smoke from the Nakia Creek fire. It means we're dealing with really bad air. I don't have to tell you about that. Just look outside. Once again, all around the metro area, we're still under an air quality advisory. The DEQ expects that to last until at least Friday. As a result, Portland Public Schools have canceled non-athletic outdoor after-school activities today. When it's smoky like this, health experts say to stay inside as much as possible and avoid strenuous activity outside. Chief Meteorologist Matt Safino will update us on the air quality and some rain relief on the way in about 10 minutes.
The new details this evening on a shooting outside North Portland's Jefferson High yesterday that police say injured 2 students. Let's bring in Daisy Caballero in the newsroom. And Daisy, those students are both expected to be okay. It also sounds like police may have some sort of lead here.
Yeah, David, police just told us that they believe the person or people involved in the shooting were driving a stolen white Hyundai. Police say the car was found crashed on North Alberita near Williams shortly after the shooting. Still, no one has been arrested, but police do say that they found valuable evidence inside of the car. Now, again, the shooting happened yesterday, and today all classes were canceled. It injured, again, 2 Jefferson High School students shortly after school was dismissed. One of the 2 students was shot in the leg outside of the gym, then ran inside to get help.
It's heartbreaking, knowing that this is someone young, a youth who has so much life and so much potential, and we have all this gun violence and they out to kill one another, and we have to find a different way, a different answer for this.
Now, since then, Portland Public School Superintendent released a statement to parents reading in part, quote, "I'm proud of how quickly, thoroughly, and compassionately our central office and Jefferson leaders responded yesterday. I certainly hope we don't have any future instances requiring us to mobilize again, but please know we are ready to do what we must to keep our students safe." You can read the full statement on our website a little later tonight. David, Laurel.
Daisy, thanks for the update there. And students and parents in the Reynolds School District held a protest today in response to another shooting, this one near that school last week. Some told us they were angry Reynolds High was not placed on lockdown after shots were fired a week ago Monday at a park nearby. District officials in the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office say they worked together to determine students on campus were safe. And today, a district spokesperson adding putting the school on lockdown may have presented its own risks.
Hundreds of juniors and seniors who were outside during lunch would have been locked out of the building and hence would have been outside where the shooting took place.
All right, the district spokesperson there adding he respects families' rights to protest. You might remember, though, back in 2014, a school shooter opened fire inside Reynolds High and killed a student. In this recent shooting, which again took place in a park, deputies have arrested a student. We should also mention that nobody was hurt.
Authorities in Yamhill County have made a massive pot bust, seizing almost 77,000 pounds of processed marijuana. They found it at a property in rural Newburgh. The facility was being used to process and ship marijuana out of Oregon. Deputies say the street value of the weed is up to $269 million in an East Coast state like New York. It is the largest pot bust the Yamhill County Sheriff's Office has ever made. Deputies also arrested 5 people. Now to our homeless crisis. Dozens of young people are camping outside a homeless youth center in Southwest Portland so they can receive services. It's been going on for years now. The city's posted the camp for removal multiple times, but as Blair Best reports, it's the proximity to the youth service center that keeps the tents coming back.
It's one of Portland's well-known homeless camps. Seen as it's been around for several years and hundreds of people pass it every day. But there's something different about those living in the tents along Southwest 13th Avenue.
I'm 20 years old.
I am 21 years old. Everyone here is under the age of 25.
And it's not just by chance. Across the street is Outside In, a resource center for homeless youth.
It's a vital resource for all of us, for our well-being.
Our model is that we will meet people where they're at.
This is Brian Sexton, who runs Outside In's youth services program.
And so there is a bit of a sense of community and a bit of sense of safety when they are so close to our services.
Many of the youth camping across the street go to Outside In for everything from food and shelter to addiction treatment and mental health services.
Knowing that many of the homeless youth across the street get services from you guys, many people may see it that Outside In is sort of enabling this camping problem.
We don't see it as enabling, more as caring for those who are experiencing homelessness in our community.
The top 2 floors are transitional housing for about 30 people. Many of those camping across the street are just waiting for a room to open up. Meanwhile, they use Outside In as their physical address.
An address for food stamp cards, bus passes. They all need a place like this to go to since they don't have a physical address.
It's counseling, it's medical treatment, it's food, it's everything that you could possibly need.
But this woman has lived in these tents for 3 months. She didn't want to be identified on camera, but says the proximity to Outside In is her saving grace.
I've achieved a job since I got here. I've been working with Outside In on getting on housing lists, and will be in a house very shortly.
The city has posted this site for removal twice in the past 6 months. But as you can see, the tents are still here. The city says due to needles and garbage that this site poses a high risk. It's also along a high crash corridor and a safe route to school, both of which fall under Mayor Ted Wheeler's emergency declarations.
I don't know why they would deem it unsafe now. They've posted us about 20-something times, and that's just in the course of 18 months.
Rebecca Howe has been here for about 2 months.
I have literally no family in this state. I have no supports. I've been on my own since I was 5 years old.
Like the others, she's working to get off the streets.
It's not like we want to be here. We don't. We want to be like every other working member of society.
It's not ideal for folks to be camping, but really it comes down to the city coming up with better long-term solutions.
Outside In is using money from Measure 110 to help grow their program. In Southwest Portland, Blair Best, KGW News.